Alright, let's be real. Sometimes your brain just feels like a messy sandwich. There's too much going on, stuff slipping out the sides, and no napkins in sight. That's where therapy comes in.
And we're not just talking about screaming into the void or trauma dumping on your sandwich artist. We're talking actual therapy with someone who knows what they're doing. And lucky for you, BetterHelp, our paid partner for this episode, makes it easy to get started.
No waiting rooms, no weird therapy office smells, just a quick questionnaire, and boom. You're matched with a credentialed therapist in a couple days. And if it's not a vibe, switch it up faster than you can switch up your sandwich sauce.
So if your brain feels like a chaotic group chat, do yourself a favor, go to betterhelp.com/thinkfresh or hit the link in the description for 10% off your first month. Your future self will thank you.
Eric, just another day sitting in a vehicle with you overlooking the beautiful functioning port of Metro Vancouver.
That's right. We got the windows down today. The breeze is climbing through the windows.
Temperature's rising.
Yeah, as soon as the wind stops, it gets real hot in here, but then that beautiful cold breeze from the Burrard Inlet graces our presence. It's a beautiful thing to behold.
Yeah, the leather on the back of this Mercedes-Benz seat is causing my body temperature to rise faster than the springtime air.
That's right. I did not opt for the ventilated seats option. That was really expensive. But I do have the sport heated seats, Ty.
Dude, turn that heat down, man. We're entering untoasted sandwich territory right now. Like, I'm about to hit the bread raw.
Dude, cold sandwiches are so back, baby.
For the
I
next
love
6
cold
months,
sandwiches.
cucumber sandwiches only.
Dude, we're ordering cucumber 30s come springtime.
That's a lot of inches.
I would be down to... Fuck, dude, I almost did it. I almost offered to get Subway.
We could have had Subway today.
We could do it.
Alas.
Fuck.
So we are in a parking lot for a storage locker company. This has been our podcasting booth for a few weeks now. But we just got addressed by the ops, Eric. That was a very weird situation.
Yeah, the employee of, I guess, the security lady.
Security Nona.
Security Nona of this storage locker facility approached my vehicle, tapped on the glass with her Glock 9, and asked me to roll it down. She said, "Why you park here?"
Why were we parking? We couldn't just say we are recording a podcast. I don't think wouldn't even know what that is.
Actually, next time we should just be honest and say that, because she probably has some idea of what a podcast is. She's probably heard of Call Her Daddy. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So she probably would think we're celebrities if we say we're podcasters. We're not just two losers who have a Zencaster account. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And that is a way more reasonable purpose for loitering in a storage locker parking lot. Because when you see just two dudes hanging out in a car, you either assume that they're buying some Fenty or getting some sloppy top.
And I don't mean Fenty, the Rihanna brand.
No.
That's long gone.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah, no, you're right. But we did convince her to let us park here by saying that we were having a meeting.
Oh, yeah, Eric is an excellent negotiator, turns out. I don't know why you don't use these skills to charm your sandwich artist. You could get a lot more meat if you did. Like, the way Eric was smooth talking, risen up this old lady, I was very impressed. He even offered her money.
No, I didn't. I specifically said, I don't have any cash on me. Otherwise, I would bless your pockets.
You did a great job, though. I'm very impressed. Your ability to just kind of weasel your way into this parking spot and maintain it long after she left.
It turns out, Ty, if you just offer like some pushback, you can usually get what you want. But one key strategy that I want to call out was I gave her two options. Both of them resulted in us staying here.
That's true. You said I could move the car or I could not move the car.
Because the real problem was we were parked illegally, which... Rookie mistake, Ty. We, if you're going to break the law, at least break just one at a time.
Yeah, if you're breaking multiple laws, that's a lot of fronts to cover.
Exactly. So we parked illegally. She came over and said, "You're parked illegally and you can't park here." Double whammy.
Yeah, double header.
So I offered, well, look, we can stay here for 30 minutes only, or I can move my car. How does that sound? And she was like, all right, just move your car. And we were able to we're able to stay here and provide this beautiful content and story to you guys.
It's a wonderful place to be. And I'm glad that we can practice the stand your ground law here in Canada.
We are on private property, it turns out, but luckily in Canada, you can't shoot people for being on your property, which is a great perk of living here.
Yeah, all podcasters are flocking north for this one perk.
Exactly, you can do business on someone else's business, which is lovely.
If the shopkeep lets you. I was looking at other strategies with Chat GPT on how to convince a shopkeep that you could loiter. And honestly, the best advice they gave was to try to befriend them, chat them up, learn their interests, show good company, and maybe they'll let you chill for a bit.
I love that you employed some of these tactics before even looking them up. Like you said, you complimented the shopkeep's car. You said, well, your car is nicer than ours. Why can't we park our shitbox here? And she said, no, you have a Mercedes Benz.
Real recognize real right
I know, dude. I was like, damn. She respects the hustle. She knows that we're trying to grind. I'm trying to make these payments, bitch.
100%.
I'm trying to make some BetterHelp money so I can pay off this damn gas guzzler.
Shout out to BetterHelp. Well, when I think when you see the vintage Mercedes, what a little trophy on the front,
The 3-pointed star.
Thank you. I think that sways the, I guess, interpretation of this vehicle to be drugs, not top.
That's right. I mean, yeah, usually when you see a Mercedes-Benz, it's like the mid 2000s to the late 2010s. That's like the drug dealer ownership lifespan.
Yeah.
It always starts with like a lawyer or a dentist, and then they sell their car to a drug dealer, and then that drug dealer passes the car down to the police, where it gets repoed, and then I'm able to pick it up on auction for a steal.
Dude, the Mercedes life cycle is wild. Every car goes through that. It's the hazing process.
Yeah. There's a huge difference between the first and second owners of any Mercedes-Benz vehicle. It's pretty funny.
And it's pretty funny. And then the third owner, yourself and men like you, are responsible for either upkeep it indefinitely or ride it into the ground.
Yeah, all of the above, most likely. I will do my best to upkeep it, but then still, have to replace every part of it.
Yeah, 100%. Eric. It's been quite a weekend for you and I. Quite a weekend.
Yeah, that's right, Ty. I heard you went on a nice little date on Friday night.
I did.
About that.
Me and Bay, we love to go on dates. I love to wine and dine my girl.
Keeping that romance alive.
Yeah, the spark has never subsided. But Eric, I think I've stumbled upon a novel date concept that I'm not seeing in the market, and I want to share it with the breadheads. I want to share it with you.
Got it. Okay, so before you tell me, is it an activity, a food thing, or a drinks thing?
It's all of the above.
Okay.
D.
That usually makes for a good date.
Exactly.
So tell me more. What happened on Friday?
Okay. So here's what you do. Instead of taking your girl out for dinner, take her for a joyride.
Okay.
Here's what I do. I plan a multi-course meal. First you start with the drinks, then the appy, then the primi, then the secondi, and then you cannot forget about dolci. And what we do is we hop in the whip and we just drive around town, and then we just pull over at random restaurants and order the next course. You order it to go, you order one item off the menu, bring it back into the car, have a nibble, and then just keep driving. You'll spend 2-3 hours just hiddling around town, and you'll discover all of these restaurants you've never gone to before, or maybe have wanted to try, but never wanted to commit to an entire meal.
So let me get this straight, Ty. When you're pitching this date idea to your significant other, you're basically telling her, babe, tonight we're going to engage in consumerism.
Yes, we're getting takeout from everywhere. It's kind of like capitalist potluck in a way. But it's great because you can keep the essential sweatsuit on. You don't have to dress up. You have plenty of space for small talk between courses. And you control the playlist. You control the vibe in the restaurant.
Wait a second. You're taking it to go?
I'm taking it to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it depends. Depending on what you're wearing, you may not be able to get into the carbone for the preemie.
But the host will still give you the brown paper bag at the door. They'll let you at least to the host stand.
Right. Okay.
They're not they will reject you for the UGG slides at the door, but that's still close enough to snipe the takeout bag.
I see. Okay. So you're getting takeout and you're eating in the car?
But it's only one dish. So, like this Friday, first stop was, just a high-end grocery store for some sparkling kombucha to start the ride.
Oh, wow. Exotic.
It's got to be a non-alcohol, unless you want to do the road pop thing, but it's a bit of a liability.
Yeah, drinking a tall boy in the driver's seat is never a good look, even if you're parked at the storage locker place.
Explaining to the cops that it's date night, so you should make an exception for having a bottle of wine in the driver's seat.
It's like, no, I plan to drink and drive tonight,
yeah,
officer.
I'm actually the DD for this date. And then swung by a random Thai restaurant, sniped some spring rolls for Appy.
Okay.
A pizza spot for nice Neapolitan preemie. We digressed. Instead of like a polished entree, we went to a kind of a sloppy burger joint for secondie.
Wow, sloppy burger in the car. That's a decision.
It was a messy move.
That is a choice, my friend.
And then just went into this random Korean like slushy store for dolce.
Shaved ice?
It was like a shaved ice kind of take, yeah. It was awesome. It was so fun. And you had all these places you never would even bother with otherwise.
I like this concept purely because I'm not trying to like sit down in a place I don't like. But in this case, you're just grabbing one small dish as a little sampler. You're getting the flight of like whatever Vancouver has to offer.
It is a tasting flight, but you're on the ground. You're on four wheels.
That's right. You're taxiing to the next destination.
Yeah, it's a tasting taxi.
That's awesome, man. So what was the highlight? The Korean shaved ice? Yeah,
the Korean shaved ice. I wish I got sooner. I could have had dolce as like my second dish because I could have just nursed that as I drove. You kind of have to optimize the meal for like handhelds and car consumption. Like you're not getting the pho, you're not getting the steak because you need a knife for that.
Right.
But you can get a handheld. You can have a little. The appies are great. Salads are a little tricky.
Yeah, that's true.
And you just get one dish. You share it. It's a shared experience.
Okay.
Right.
This is interesting, Ty. This is interesting.
I'm really happy with this concept, Eric. I'm bringing it public. Think about it. You could you could hit Miku, you could hit Sabio, you could hit St. Lawrence all in the same night. Isn't that awesome?
It's like a festival of restaurants.
A proper potluck. But like, you choose your adventure. So you just finish your appy. We had the spring rolls. It was a little bit like oily. So I'm like, okay, how do we balance that with the next dish?
Ty, I think I know how to level this up even one step further.
Hit me.
I think you should get in your car and then schedule 4 or 5 courses via DoorDash, all for different pickup times. And then you're like sitting in the driver's seat, like, babe, we got to finish the salad. We got to go run and pick up our burrito. You know what I mean? It's right. Our burrito's ready for pickup. We got to go.
Right.
So kind of like plan the night out in advance. That way, when you're eating, you don't need to scroll on your phone in between courses. You just kind of like, where the next destination is, and you can even plan it all along the same route or something.
Right, but you're in a situation then where you're scarfing the quesadilla because you have to get to the tartare fast.
That's the fun part.
I guess that is fun. There's a competitive aspect now.
Yeah, it's a relay race.
Yeah, different approach. I'm not going to diss it. I think it could work for some couples. Me, I like the serendipity of just driving until you see the restaurant manifest itself. Wait for your taste buds to be magnetized to a place. Look for that intriguing neon sign or that hole in the wall you otherwise would miss. Maybe you try a new cuisine type like Afghan cuisine.
Someone drove down Main Street.
I did.
So, okay. I like this idea, Ty.
Thank you.
I like this idea. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I
know. It's good. It's a good idea.
The other thing is, Ty, like, there's so many places that look appealing, but you would just like you would never encounter it because you're not. Nobody gets in their car to look for food. Ty, the hunter gathering era of our lives is over. You know what I mean?
Unless I'm in the produce section of Whole Foods trying to pick out the best heirloom, I am neither hunting nor gathering.
That's right. So, yeah, just like driving by, seeing what looks good.
What's good today?
What's
every
fresh?
Restaurant.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a great idea.
Yeah,
So
100%.
so Bay liked it. I'm guessing.
Bay likes it. I like it because when you're like, what should we eat for dinner tonight? Someone has to make the decision. Now it's a collective effort, truly,
Yep.
and you don't have to make any one decision. If you kind of feel like Italian, but also a little bit of French, but maybe even dabble in some Indian, that can all happen. Which seems crazy because this is a strong anti-potluck podcast. We've affirmed that perspective many, many times again.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when you're in complete control of the next course, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's no different than dining at Cactus Club when you start with the lettuce wraps and then move into the ravioli.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think all of us on some level do a version of this because usually, the guy picks a restaurant, right?
Almost always.
Almost always. Girls don't know what they want to eat. They only know what they want to not eat.
Yeah, exactly.
But they know what they want for dessert. So usually I will pick the restaurant, we'll eat there, and then Bae will find a dessert spot and we'll go there after.
Oh, that's a cool combo. The double dip.
Yeah. So like, we all get a little bit of what we want. You know what I mean? So we all kind of, I would imagine most of us do this on some level. But you're taking it to, the square root or the power of 2 here. We're doubling down.
Yeah, exactly. Power of 5. You can go 5 courses if you're really hungry.
Yeah.
Because I do that too. I love the post-dinner drink spot. I love to cozy up on a tight little bar with Bae, have a little aperitivo, an après meal.
But you're saying, give me the Aperol spritz to go.
To go, yeah. I'm taking this driver's side.
Yeah. I have done that, Ty, where I would lie to the staff that I'm drinking the beer here, and I just pocket it and walk out.
That's right. That is a notable move of yours. That is your signature move, is to leave with the pint.
If you do
Where
that,
are you taking the pint, Eric?
To link with you to podcast from my trunk, Ty. That's exactly
just
where
a podcast. I need to. And do you return the glassware, or do you insist on cans only?
Oh no,
you're not looking at the draft section.
No, at this place that will not be named, they just give you a can and they expect you to drink from the can at their table. Fuck that, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drink on a park bench like I was meant to.
Yeah, it's a masculine urge to just drink alone on a park bench.
Yeah.
So you're a draft dodger, you could say.
That's funny. Ty, I want to talk to you about a negative experience I had with a certain barista.
A different type of fluid.
Yeah, in my my neighborhood.
This is becoming a Karen podcast a little bit. We just gripe about fluid the entire time.
Just complain about service workers.
Yeah. Okay, lay it on me. How did the barista wrong you this time, Eric?
Okay, well, this was midday yesterday or something. Decided to go for a walk with Bae. Went to the local coffee shop, which is a notable one. It's a Timber Train location.
I'm familiar with their work. It's pretty good.
It is. Yeah, they pride themselves on knowing their way around a bean. You know what I mean?
They're sick with the bean.
They claim to be sick with the bean, Ty. So much so that this little twink barista decided to twink-splain to me what a macchiato was.
Oh,
and I was not having it, bro. We had ordered a macchiato, and granted, we confused him a little bit by ordering it over ice. And then he proceeded to explain to us that this wasn't Starbucks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's like, just so you know, this isn't like Starbucks. We don't do the sweeteners, blah, blah, blah. I just cut him off like, I know.
Yo, he profiled you as a Starbucks enjoyer. How does that feel?
I know. I was like, what part of me looks like I fucking never been to a fourth wave coffee shop before? I know what I'm doing here, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was even wearing my Jown sweater.
I was just going to say, dude, this is why logos on clothing are actually matter. Like, if you got like the gallery department logo on your front of your shirt, they're not going to ask you if you know what a macchiato is.
Of course, bro. I got the clear Jown symbol on my chest, rocking it with pride, and you're still going to press me?
Yeah, exactly. So there is an aspect of kind of projecting that is the responsibility of the customer, but you're clearly doing that, and they're clearly not reading.
I know, dude. I'm like, I should put this guy on, but I'm not gonna.
Wow. So you cut him off.
Cut him off, said, I know. And he's just like, stopped in his tracks and then like fulfilled the order. But then I got my coffee and I ordered the CB, the Chris Black. I got the iced quad cortado.
Nice. I've been enjoying those as well, but they make me want to hurt myself and others.
Likewise. I think that's the point. You know what I mean? You gotta, before you want to fight someone, you gotta drink one of those CB coffees.
It's the closest thing to drugs that you can buy anywhere.
Exactly. So I ordered the CB iced, of course, and it comes out, but they used like a crushed ice.
Oh, what? Like a frap? like a frappuccino?
No, not like a frappuccino. A little bit more rocky. Kind of like what you would find, like outside of an ice rink.
Gotcha. The pile of slush, the mountain of snow that's a little bit blue, a little bit pink.
Exactly.
The forbidden slushy.
It was kind of like your Korean shaved ice.
Gotcha.
It was like that exact consistency, like a slushy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was bad, dude.
Damn, temperature train's falling off.
The problem with that, dude, is because there's so much surface area for the ice that it just melts like instantly. So like by the time I walked out of that coffee shop, my cortado was no longer an iced cortado. It was just a cold milk.
Well, this is the challenge. Like the beautiful tension of the quad iced cortado is that it's got 4 shots of espresso, piping hot, and like 4 ice cubes. So it's 1v1 here. This ain't the 1 versus 100 men versus 100 gorillas type situation. This is an even matchup.
Bro, would you rather be first for the 100 men versus the gorilla, or last for the 100 men versus Bonnie Blue?
Tough question. I think I could take on a gorilla. I'm not gonna lie. I think
you're not taking on the gorilla grip.
The gorilla grip. I can't.
No comment. But yeah, dude, the ice situation was so bad that just instantly melted, and I was just drinking this like cold, kind of milky coffee. It was not what I wanted at all. I want to feel the ice cubes grace my lips. Pause.
I don't think this is on you, dude. I think ice cubes have gotten weaker lately. I don't know what's going on with big refrigeration, but I genuinely think all ice cubes are melting faster than ever before. Is this global warming? I don't know if this is a change in the fluoride in the water.
Well, I think it's purely down to the like surface area of the ice cube, Ty. We learned this in science class. You don't remember that lesson?
I don't know. I need RFK Jr. to tell me what is going on with my ice cubes.
This is why they were able to ride ice cubes across the Broad Inlet, Ty, because it was one big cube. If they rode 7 of them, it would melt much faster. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Einstein with your mass equals melting speed. Whatever.
Yeah, dude. So that's what happens when you serve the wrong ice cube. That's why bars serve like a nice big ice cube in the old fashioned. Otherwise, because they don't want to. You want to sip it slowly. You want to enjoy the drink over the course of an hour. You know what I mean? You don't want to have the ice dilute your whatever bullet bourbon.
That's a good point. Okay, so it's about ice quality is degraded. It's not
ice quality and form factor.
Form factor as well. Yeah, I like it when my cube's got some nice sharp edges, real mouth cutters.
When it gets stuck to your lip, nice one.
Well, Eric, I'm really sorry to hear about your coffee experience. It sucks to be man's macchiato splained. And then to also just be served an inferior product at the end. I
know, it was so confusing. I was like, do you even know what you're fucking talking about?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Just like, put your bean where your mouth is.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy I didn't tip.
As you should. Hey, that's another benefit of my date night concept.
You don't tip?
You don't really got a tip. You order you spend $6 on some spring rolls,
right.
To go.
I ain't tipping
on that.
That's great, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
and it's to go, so you don't need to do that.
I did have an interesting coffee story as well, Eric, but it's not my own story. It was amusing on what I observed Mark Zuckerberg say this week.
Oh, wow.
He was in a conversation with Theo Vaughn. Are you familiar with Vaughn's work?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and a notorious podcaster of sorts. But he brought Mark Zuck on, killer guest, and asked Mark about his coffee drinking habits. And then Mark Zuckerberg like looked at the guy and he like looked confused and he's like, you know what he says? He says, "I don't drink coffee." And he's like, "Well, that's not true. Sometimes on vacation I'll drink it. And that's it." I thought that was insane.
That's it. That's the story.
Yeah. Well, it was just the way he went about it, Eric. The way he said, like, "Oh, sometimes I cheat a little. On vacation, I'll have
Right.
a cup of coffee."
Right. He's talking about coffee like it's a cigarette.
He's
like, yeah, the vacation cigs don't count. All right.
like, he's talking about just like the most uh, like accessible vice on earth, like it is a like cocaine. Just like I stay away from that shit. I couldn't do it. Well, maybe once a while on vacation I'll dabble.
I
But
see.
the whole thing was the dude is so robotic with how he tries to mirror real human responses.
Yeah.
This was just more evidence of that.
So, did he get into the reasons why he stays away from coffee?
Yeah, I think he's just turned on all the time, both sexually and also performatively from an employment perspective. It's just, I don't think he needs the juice.
Right. He's so inspired by his passion project of Facebook
Exactly.
that he doesn't really need to worry about, getting up in the morning. It's the grind gets him up.
It's that, or like some people get their energy from caffeine. Some people get their energy from a USB-C port, and I think he might just be plugging in to juice up.
Right. Okay. I would imagine that a guy like Zuck is zucking all day. You know what I mean? He's working late hours. He's getting up early, getting maybe, I don't know, 6 hours of sleep. You know what I mean? Not much more than that.
Yeah.
So maybe he's just like, I can't afford to have an afternoon crash. I'd rather stay at a 7 out of 10 all day than an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 in the mornings and then a 2 out of 10 in the afternoon.
I guess that's the goal, right? Is consistency throughout the day. I'm an undulator. I go from 10 to 2 real fast and then back to 10.
It's a roller coaster over here, baby.
And it's entirely dependent on the fluid in front of me. If there is fluid in front of me, I'm a 10. If there isn't, if it's a dry spell, I'm a 2.
It doesn't even matter what fluid. Like they say alcohol is a downer.
Not for me, buddy. That's
hell no. Like whoever said that is a downer.
Yeah, fucking loser. Have you tried it?
Yeah.
It rocks.
It's fucking awesome, dude. Like, have you ever had a beer at work? Like the rest of the day is just so much better.
The beer. The caffeine, even if it's a iced mocha frappuccino that you ordered, that thing's gonna get me up.
A nice cold glass of milk,
some spicy water, anything will do.
Oh, dude, nothing like hitting the homo milk at the office.
If the palate is wet, then I am gonna go get her.
If you saw your boss drinking a glass of milk at work, would you trust them? Would you respect them at all, or would you just instantly lose all respect?
Oh, it comes down to their general disposition. If my boss was like Brian Johnson, I'd give him a pass.
Right.
But
it's like you assume the milk serves a greater purpose. You're not just thirsty little boy.
Exactly. If my boss is like Michael Scott, I just add it to the list of red flags.
Right.
If my boss is a totally normal human, it would be an extreme cause for concern. Perform a wellness check on anyone you know that's just chugging milk straight from
the pint. Yeah, we're not milk chuggers here, but I do enjoy a nice cold glass of white once in a while.
Yeah, you're a dabbler. I like it frothed. I like it warm, and I like it occasionally with granola. And beyond that, I ain't touching it.
Well, anyways, breadheads, go get some granola. Go drink some milk. You need it. We're gonna go get a beer.
Oh yeah, brother.
Nice talking to you. All right. See ya.
Ciao.